portion. This is linked to the past randomizer open spoiler tournament. We've got a lower bracket round 2 match, the last match of lower bracket round 2, I believe, between Magno and Specks. This is a win or go home matchup here. Winner will go on to face Gem. So I'm Jesse, joined today by Telethar with Pichu doing the tracking. Hello.
Yo, hello. All right, so I've got the route. I only was able to look for 5 minutes, but I think I figured out where we're going to start.
I've got some ideas. I was taking a look for at least some of the bare necessities. We're gonna get an early Eastern Palace today. I'm trying to get those boots ASAP, but I feel like we have to visit CAC early, and I'm not sure I love it.
No, I don't think so.
Where are you getting bombs?
Link's house. Well, outside Link's house.
Did I miss that?
No, the rock. 50-50 rock.
Oh, okay.
You only need the one, right?
For Saha's closet, yeah.
No. So, what I'm thinking is I go to Lost Woods Hideout, I get my sword, save quit. I go to Uncle, I get my flippers, get some magic there as well. Go to Hyrule Castle map chest, get my glove. Then you do mini Moldorm Cave, and then you farm a 150-50 rock, go mini Moldorm Cave into Ice Rod Cave. And then from there, Saha into Eastern.
And then we do CAC into Village.
Yep, CAC Village. You clear Thieves Town. You don't need to do Skull Woods, so you just go straight over to Pod from there. Yeah, like you run along the north side to Pod.
That's fair.
I haven't actually seen where some of the remaining items are, so. But yeah, Graveyard Ledge has your Ice Rod, so that's perfect.
Yeah, no, that is great. And there's that glove out of our map chest. So yeah, if you haven't been watching the spoiler tournament, where have you been for the last, month? We've been going for quite a while here. Runners get a 15-minute study period, so about 17 minutes ago now, they started building a route. And here's that 50-50 grind, hoping for that one bomb. There we go for Magno, and there we go for Specks, and it looks like they're just heading straight for Eastern here.
Yeah, I mean, this is fine. I don't see the reason to do this. With the 50-50... that's actually bad. I mean, it's not, massive, but... you're gonna end up doing Mini Moldorm Cave into Ice Rod Cave regardless, right?
I think the thing is I guess the question I have for you is, what was going to be your weapon for Mini Moldorm?
Lost Woods Hideout sword.
Oh, so you were going to get that sword first. Okay.
Yeah, let's just straight grab that. So the problem with this is that one is I guess they're gonna use bow or fire rod for Mini Moldorm Cave, which is fine, but doesn't really save that much time to not just grab the sword.
Yeah, and there's stuff if we look at this Eastern route that's coming up, there's not much of a importance to any of the items though in Mini Moldorm Cave. I think if map chest was something, I would want to get that hook shot out of Mini Moldorm Cave first.
I mean, it's still time saved, on this screen alone, right? You hook shot it,
yeah. No, yeah.
The other thing is that Mini Moldorm Cave has 3 bombs, so we only need to play the 50-50 game once. Now they're gonna not get a bomb in here. I mean, they might get a bomb from Stalfos drop, but the less 50-50 games I need to play, the better.
Yeah, I mean, we lucked out that they pretty much took the same number of trips on that one. But that could get a little less consistent if they have to do it again. Although Specks does get 2 bombs out of the Stalfos room there, so that's helpful. And yeah, we do have a vanilla big key here in Eastern Palace. Specks being a little less. He only got what, the 5 on the right side, so he'll probably get that 10 when he comes back in the second time.
Yeah, I think we want the big chest. Or no, we just want boss. Yeah. I mean, you could just.
It doesn't make a huge difference when you pick up the other 10 arrows, I guess.
Yeah. And I think that you do want the ones in big chest room over the ones in the back. The other thing is that this route, I didn't even think about it, but this route, Hopo Genocide is miserable. Because they don't have their sword.
Yeah, to the question in chat from Shady, drops are only seeded for standard starts. And it's only insofar as you going through the standard start. As soon as you get out of escape, the drops are no longer seeded.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're past that point. Specks has been taking a little bit more time. He's gotten 3 bombs out of his play so far. Not terrible. It's just caused him to fall a little bit behind Magno here in the back of Eastern. Yeah, if you're watching, like when we did standard start for like main tournament a couple of years ago, was when the seeded starts or the seeded item drop or prize pack drops became a thing. But it was only implemented as far as going through the castle. Ooh, this back of Eastern, a little rough for Specks. Did not play too kindly in Zelda Gamer Room.
We've done more or less the same route. We have the same items. Magno is just a little ahead, it looks like.
Yeah, and Magno did get that 1 bomb, so he is set from any Moldorm Cave. He will not have to worry about 50-50 luck.
Yeah, it looks like they both have bomb. So I'm looking ahead on this route a little bit. Looks like the only really spicy play that comes up later is, I'm just looking at this. So our Bombos is in Hookshot Cave. That gives us mire access. Our Quake is on Bumper Ledge. Our Cape is left side Swamp. And we have most of our swords sitting in TR. So you sort of have a decision to make. There is, you could do Swamp on Fighter Sword. Or you can do the rest of the game on Master Sword, and then get your Tempered Sword in TR.
I will say it's not terrible. We do have an easy silvers for this one.
Yeah, so I think that is the play, is that you the thing is you're on Fighter Sword for Swamp or Master Sword that way. Like, you're never gonna be Tempered Sword for Swamp.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much it really matters. But
yeah, I mean, this is a free silvers butter seed for sure. I don't think we've had...
I mean, you skip butter, but yeah. Well, you don't even need to steal that key. Like, you don't need to, like, that's 30 seconds for butter sword. Just definitely not.
Our boots are in the village of Outcast.
I haven't looked at any armors or anything yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna check real quick.
Cackwell? And Blind's Hideout?
I mean, I think I'm doing Blind's Hideout just to get that 100 rupees, honestly. Money's not been great. Are there much better coming up.
No, yeah, I mean, I think that we need that money actually for.
Yeah, I think that 100 is probably the best one we're gonna have for a bit of time. So I think I'm hitting blinds to get the 100 rupees in the armor.
Yeah, that makes sense. So this is a interesting divergence. Is that Magno went and grabbed this sword, and Specks is delaying it. But I don't know what for.
Yeah, because like even if you think you're doing Skull and we'll get the sword with Skull, I'd still like.
Well,
do we need anything out of? Yeah,
You're
and,
not
like,
doing Skull.
You're
never going there.
Yeah, we're going into Thieves Town after this. I would think like you get the boots, you go do Thieves.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think this is a mistake. Because, like, when are you getting that sword, actually? I guess the answer is just going to be after Thieves Town. Like, there's no way, right?
No, he can't, because he doesn't even have a weapon to deal with blind.
Oh, true. Yeah, we don't have...
Like, is he thinking just do the front? Get the mirror and veil? No, okay. Or
we realized our mistake, and now we're just trying to figure out how to rectify it, I think.
yeah, that's unfortunate, really. And with this mode, like, you don't have a lot of opportunities to kind of have these things happen to you. A couple of these can really already kind of spell a major problem. Although I will say Magno getting really good chess game luck there, getting not only his boots, of course, that we knew about, but also 100 rupees in the first chest. All that talk about money kind of solidified immediately.
Yeah, there's a... It looks like there's 50 in the attic. So, he would have been more or less okay regardless, but nice not to have to worry about it.
Yep. I will say we're pretty safe for this play into Thieves. We do have that fairy in a bottle from Ice Rod Cave, so there is some mistake, or there's some room to mess up a little bit. That isn't an open invitation to do so, but... Magno has been riding this half a heart, doing pretty good throughout the rest of this dungeon, so gonna have to still be a little careful, but does get that heart under the pot, so he's out of danger for now.
Yeah, I don't see him dying at this point.
Nope. I do see Specks actually got his 4th heart. I guess
Probably-
he's been slowly collecting pieces, or...
Yeah, I'm not sure.
In terms of chess game and making or losing money, generally from like the NMG standpoint, you can see your totals go up wildly or down wildly depending on RNG. I've seen plenty of times where you could max out a rupee counter if your chess game number gets a little too ridiculous. So
Yeah, granted, NMG makes a little more money than Rando does at chess game on average, because
yeah.
NMG pulls two prizes out of chess game, and Rando pulls one. Yeah, both of our runners make it out of Thieves Town. And yeah, this is sort of what I would have expected is run over, just do pod here.
Yep.
It kind of feels just a little bad. I wonder if it might have made more sense to... Nah, I was thinking like, it feels a little bad to go here to get this Ice Rod and then go back to the Dark World. Like, Specks is going south. I think that's slower and not worth it.
Is there something in hype that I missed? Or is this going to be Swamp on Fighter and I'm not loving it? This is Fighter Swamp.
So this is interesting. Fighter Swamp is an interesting play because we need to do Swamp to get our cape. And Specs is thinking I want to do Swamp first. That way I get my cape, because when I'm running across the north to Bumper, I don't need to deal with don't need to come back for Quake later. And this is gonna let him do TR while he's up on the mountain, so he'll have Tempered Sword for Ice Palace, and that's more or less it, because you'll have silvers for Meyer anyway, so your sword doesn't matter.
I think my big issue is like either way you're going to have a return to the Vu area.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to get the flute soon as well, so I feel like with that flute, I would rather get I'd rather have flute and hammer before doing Swamp here.
Right, yeah, no, I think I agree. I think that it's not worth it. Like, I think the return trip to Bumper is less painful than the return trip to Vu, in this case. And more specifically, Fighter Sword Swamp is awful.
Yeah.
Like, it's feasible. It's, like, not unreasonable to get us one cycle on Argus with Master Sword, but, like, realistically, 2 cycle. It's fair to plan around that. I think that, like, you'll usually end up seeing 2, like, closer to 3, 4 cycles with Fighter Sword. And it's just a really slow fight.
Yeah, like, I think what we're going to see from Magno is going to work out really nicely. He's going to get that flute hammer out of here and then find his way up the mountain and get the silvers and Master Sword to carry him for a while instead.
Yeah. Another thing that I've seen, that like I've started doing that I feel like just feels better is skipping that diver down key on left side swamp when you are doing it on bombs and just getting the Specky key instead. So just hit the switch like you would in NMG and then go around the outside.
You're saying because we lack the range with the sword to slash it?
No, just because we're doing bomb diver down is like an extra 3 seconds on the diver down.
Okay.
It like doesn't say like so doing the diver down doesn't save any screen transitions compared to going around the outside. So it's just a question of how long the screens are, and especially if you can do the like cool hook shot from the top door down to the pot.
Right.
I think it's just going to end up coming out faster unless you're like really quick with unless you're doing a Samaria diver down and really quick with it. Plus, it's just less annoying. Like
that is a loaded dark basement. I'd missed that the two things were in the same room.
yeah.
I will say 2 nice security items. The half magic is especially great. I know boomerang's not really at all required, but I personally like having it. I feel like I make less quick swap errors with it.
I wasn't actually watching. What route did Magno take to get to the back? Did he go? Did he go right side? He did, right?
Yeah, he did the right side. I think he was going to try to hover it, but then he jumped the ledge and then didn't go for it. I think he might have realized he doesn't have the hover today. Or at least not that hover. But I can't tell for sure. Because he didn't even fall. It was just started to make an attempt and then quit.
Interesting. This fight's so bad. Fighter Sword Argus is like gotta be my least favorite fight in the game.
Yeah, he's going for some doubles. Unfortunately, we're just missing like a little bit on some of these. But this is a dangerous fight. I'm really not a fan of these ups ever.
Yeah, you
like
just
those are scary. Yeah,
I don't know if there's a pattern to it, but like sometimes you just get hit.
Yep. Good 3 hits. Nice fire rod kill, regardless of all the other difficulties with that one.
Yeah. Where are we going now? Oh, we're going to pod.
Ooh, just beat Helmasaur there before that fireball attack. That would
we have the fairy, but you don't want to use it.
No.
This Specks ran up here to swim. This has to be slower than running straight right out of swamp, right? Like
I think that's at least. Yeah, I was about to say this is a screen transition nightmare. Might have in the moment just forgotten he didn't have the hammer to go that way. Yeah, and then realized just a little too late because he's probably has hammer on the brain a little bit. Okay, so we're actually going to get another Fighter Sword Swamp here from Magno.
Yeah, and I kind of disagree with this. For the same reason, like so Magno's option, I think, at this point is to do Fighter Sword Swamp so that he can activate Flute and go grab Bumper Cave. And that way he goes up to TR, he gets his Silvers, Bombos, and then Master Sword, and then goes into TR and get Tempered. That's what he's going for. But alternatively, if you just go activate your Flute and go up the mountain right now, you get Silvers, Master Sword, Bombos. And then you can do Desert, Mire, Swamp, get your Quake, and then finish TR for Tempered. And it just feels like that Tempered Sword can't possibly save you enough time in Ice Palace to justify Fighter Sword Swamp.
With the fact that you're gonna have half magic for Ice Palace, I would definitely agree with that assessment.
I mean, you also have Bombos if you didn't have half magic.
Yeah.
Like, regardless, it just cannot be worth it.
There's enough options for this Cold Stare fight that I would agree that Tempered Sword is not the advantage that we usually put on it.
Yeah, I would much rather have Silvers and Master Sword in this dungeon than I would Tempered Sword for Ice, which is the only difference. Yeah, they're both doing this diver down, which like it's got to be slower. Like we're spending so much time waiting for these bombs to go off.
I mean, overall, between the two strategies, like, we're talking maybe a second or two, though.
Yeah, no, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Granted, the bigger deal is Magno's health than anything else. Like, Specks was on 4 hearts, Magno is on 3. I don't know when we're getting we're getting a heart container in Hookshot Cave.
Let's see. We'll get the Ice Palace big key chest has a heart.
Okay, yeah.
Laser Bridge has a heart. And if we're going there anyway to get a small key, I think a slight detour to the top right chest for a heart isn't bad.
That's fair.
GT Hope has one, but we don't need Compass Side, so unlikely, and Hope doesn't have a small key.
Yeah, that can't happen.
Paradox has 2, or Para 5 has 2, but there's nothing in Para 5.
Yeah, I doubt it. So, question for you: Are you gonna, when you go up to TR in this route here, are you gonna save quit? Are you gonna do Super Bunny before or after TR and Hookshot Cave? You getting your Tempered Sword for TR, or are you gonna wait?
I'm just looking over this. I think I'm climbing Super Bunny, getting my Silvers and my Master Sword, like doing Hookshot Cave and Super Bunny. Then I'll mirror and open up TR, and then be able to flute away from Turtle Rock entrance. At this rate.
I think I'm probably not doing that. I think I'm probably team Master Sword for TR. Well, I mean, I'm team don't do TR, but
yeah, like that's the thing is I think I'm with you on how we end up here. Like I would say the earlier mountain trip and then have TR be my last crystal was probably where I was gonna go.
Yeah, that is what I would
given
prefer.
what they've done up to this point, it looks like TR is gonna be the play earlier. Like that'll be their 5th crystal.
Specks is this is bad.
Yeah, no, I'm like you've got a flute to activate. This is a lot of running. You should activate your flute, head into Dark World, and then do Bumper, Graveyard, and King.
Yeah, or skip King soon, but optional.
True. Yeah.
But yeah, definitely finish with Graveyard Ledge / King's Tomb. But interestingly enough, we'll see how this plays out. I think that it feels like Specks is going to be ahead. I think it's going to be real close regardless.
Although, is this even better on Magno's side?
No.
I mean, he's going to mirror in CAC to activate his flute, then he'll jump back in the mirror portal so he doesn't have to go back to or up to the Dark World portal.
Yeah, it might be better on Magno's side. Why are we moving out of quick warps? Maybe Magno is going to be ahead. Marginally.
I think a little. Yeah, I'm thinking a little bit. I think the time that Magno spent also getting that King's Tomb blue potion is gonna. It's a little bit of cost, not a ton. Oh, Spec's gonna have to be really careful here.
Use cape. Oh my god. Everything's fine. Yeah, what I like to do is with cape half magic, you can just do the entire thing caped. Like lift up the rock while you're in cape and just it doesn't exist. So yeah, Magno's definitely ahead.
Yep.
By 10 seconds, and hopefully
Which is about. It's about what he was ahead as we first entered the Dark World. So.
Yeah.
I think Specks might be a little bit closer than he was at the time because of the King skip, but the issues around Bumper Cave definitely slowed him down a little bit. I think it would be probably right on top of each other if not for that.
Yeah.
But I am a little concerned now for Specks climbing the mountain on a half a heart. That is Oko territory from anything. So instead we're getting...
Desert map chest.
Yeah.
We cannot be doing Mire. We do not have silvers. We do not have tempered sword. So this makes sense from Specks. Magno has not got, like, I don't know what the point of doing bad swamp was.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're curious, chat, Specks will be getting his Cane of Samaria here. So Magno is not able to even touch TR here for Master Sword. Like, Specks is committing to the TR being Crystal 5. Magno has clearly not.
Right, but it raises the question of why did we do Swamp without the Master Sword?
Yep.
So it's possible this was a mistake from Magno's side. Just got ahead of himself in the route. It's not the end of the world regardless. Like I said, I was gonna do this route instead of. The only difference is that we just rushed the swamp for no good reason, basically. I guess the reason I don't agree with it is that we save a flute, basically, because combo with flute activation. Yeah, like I don't think that that's remotely worth it, but that I guess is the.
Now, given the route that we did take here, you see that Specks did climb Light World, so are you getting tempered out of
Hookshot
TR
Cave,
in this case? Or
no, I'm
or
just
tempered after? Okay.
Tempered after, yeah.
Okay.
You need to go to Hookshot Cave anyway.
Right.
So that doesn't well that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. That's really bad. Magno is very far ahead of himself right now. We've spawned the desert map chest, but we did not open the desert map chest.
Yeah, please look at your tracker, Magno.
not only was Magno ahead of himself, but so was our tracker. So Specks opted to do Tempered and Hookshot and Super Bunny before.
On the plus side, like, it just is going to mean that he would have to head back in the desert. He's right there. I gotta wonder if he's realizing it yet. Like, we'll see what happens when he gets the and that hit from the Wizrobe. Luckily, with Blue Mail and the 4 of Hearts.
Yeah, I mean, if he has realized it, like, I would put it in the "this sucks" category. If he doesn't realize it and he gets to the crystal switch, and his quick swaps start going erratic, that's like oh my god, please, I need to be done with this. Yeah, and we haven't realized that.
Yep, he's gonna get to the dark room, and there's gonna be a feel bad.
Like, mirroring out of big key chest there would have been like, that sucks.
Yeah.
Mirroring out of the dark room in the back is just pain. Oh. Yeah.
I think there's a slight confusion that I can see on his face with this one. Like, did I really just not grab the chest? Or did I misread my tracker?
Yeah.
Oh, and Specks gets landed on by the Chomp.
Yeah, he went for a greedy chest open and took a double hit because of it.
Yeah, and there's that moment. He's just like, I can't believe I did that.
Magno is sitting there like, what is going on? This doesn't make any sense. I could swear I've been in desert. Did I hallucinate my trip to desert? What is happening?
Definitely makes this an interesting race at this point. This tightens things up. I would say I'm not sure if Specks has a lead quite yet, because
could have the lead.
I think the issue is the doing of
Why did we steal this key?
What's quicker, stealing the key or big chest?
Big chest.
Okay.
And also less annoying. And you also get a free, checkpoint, safety.
I was gonna say, given that Specks has lost his fairy, I'd be a little bit more concerned about that checkpoint. Although with Tempered Sword, this Trinex shouldn't be a problem.
Trinex shouldn't be a problem, but we are gonna be on.
He's got no money for a potion either at this point, so.
Like, if we use our cape here, we could take we could take a laser to the face, but if we a laser knocks you off, and that's
Well, he's got cape.
Hard to damage. Yeah. I need to time it then, Shady. I've been told that it is faster to do big chest. It's definitely less annoying. Yeah, I've never timed it, but I've been told big chest faster. And now I'm getting conflicting information, so... I'll have to find out for myself. Magno's coming in here. We did not reset our bird. So, see if we miss our first shot. Doesn't really matter, but we just delayed it. Okay.
Two very free boomerangs in this seed. Huh. Have your pick.
So, Specks is in go mode? Yeah,
He doesn't need anything else at this point.
Yeah. I mean, Magno is also in go mode, but will want another sword. Where's our ice big key? Map chest. Okay, map spike, yep. We don't want that fifth heart. We've got 4, man. What are you worrying about?
You're right. You know what? We saw Gamma just this week do 3 heart the whole seed. So, you know what? 4 is more than enough. Shows what I know.
Yeah, I mean... In all honesty, though, 4 heart, you're like... 4 hearts is significantly better than 3, and 5 is pretty comfy.
Yeah.
Like 4 heart, you're still kind of just like, oh Jesus, everything hurts so much.
I will say I'm a little concerned on Specks' side just because of the lack of extra safeties here. Like, it's going to be 6 hearts, no powder, no shroom, no bottles. Does not have the money for a potion, so this GT climb is a little less comfy. Magno's been able to maintain his equipment a little better. He's still got that fairy, he's still got the blue potion. So even on less hearts, I feel he's in a better position overall, with at least that extra leeway.
Yeah, I mean, the fairy, like, even ignoring the fact that he gets to play, you know, with reckless abandon, which just generally means you get hit less.
Yep.
Even ignoring that, he still has like an effective 8 hearts of health, right? Like,
yep.
And plus 8 hearts and a blue potion. Whereas Specks is sitting on 6. And Magno could still grab the laser bridge heart container. It's possible he just simply missed this one. I guess it's also might be the case that we decided absolutely no safeties of any kind to be had because we messed up.
Yeah. Could definitely be feeling the pressure at this point. I mean, I can't say for sure who's ahead, but I would say I'm guessing Specks is a little bit ahead, given the Samaria mishap, since they were roughly even at flute after the flute activation and everything.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting. Specks had his own earlier mishap with the sword, but somehow that time difference kind of went away. So that doesn't seem ideal.
I mean, at least it was Quake and not Bombos. Small miracle.
Yeah. So, I mean, at the end of this, Magno's going to be up a Vidi fight and Crystal Catch and an Ice Palace and a Mountain Climb and down a Turtle Rock clear. I actually am not sure. I'm feeling like Magno's probably going to be coming out ahead.
Well, and as you were saying with this whole idea of, you know, the confidence of having the safeties, you know, and being able to run with reckless abandon, as you put it, like there is a fact to that. When you know you have that leeway, it does give you the confidence to play the way you normally do. And that also generally means that when you're playing the way you normally do, you take less damage. It's when you have to bring in the caution that things start to slow down.
Yeah, I do think that they're going to be. I think they're going to be close enough that I think that there's just an easy opportunity for execution to, like GT execution, to win this game. And I'm not sure. I don't know if either of them are going to be looking at the restream or, their opponent's stream to get a sense of where they're at. And I don't know if either of them will want to go for a hover. I know they both are capable and have tried it before. But they're both. I would also put both of them in the category of like,
if I need to, I can, but I don't want to.
I was gonna say I think they're more likely to fall than make it.
Yeah, that's that's what I mean. Like, if I need to do a hover, like, I'll do it if I have to. I don't want to, but I can.
Yeah.
And Magno is taking this route that you were mentioning with the big chest. I will also say Specks did get his 7th heart out of Icebreaker chest, so definitely has 7 hearts. Blue mail is a very comfy spoiler. Like, that's about where you hope to be. And I don't feel like he had to go well out of his way for extras. I think Chad had pinpointed the big difference was the Eastern Palace big chest heart piece. That helped
Magno
lead him.
Link's house heart piece.
So like, there's where those pieces where Specs picked up heart 7.
We're fine. Everything is fine. All right. Yep.
That is Crystal 7 for Specs. Magno not far from his.
Yep. Magno is on top of the mountain, whereas Specs is not. I truly don't know who's going to be there first.
I think Magno is at this rate. But yeah, that was a little scary on Specs' side, going for normal tempered spin strat. I have to believe the Fire Rod strat that Magno did into the top left corner might have been a little bit more effective, though.
Yeah, I think unless you're going to go for the actual like NMG quick kill, like double spin, I think you're just better off doing Fire Rod.
I'll say Magno also not going for backdoor strats on Trinex here. Did get the 1 cycle though, which isn't a guarantee. So,
how confident are you that Magno's gonna be there first now? I guess he is, yeah, by 10 seconds. It's really close. Maybe less, like 5 seconds. Specs is like
48:10 on the screen transition to 48:14. 4 seconds, if that.
Yeah, so with all the dust settled, I think it's just going to come down to who plays better in GT.
Yep.
And Ganon, but they have tempered sword silvers, so probably, and enough health that it probably doesn't matter.
Looking over the key situation here in GT, I think it's torch both of the pots, and then Mini Helma at the top. Or Rando Room has a key, so
yeah, I would probably grab
bottom right
instead of
the Mini Helma.
Yeah. If you're trying to be a gamer and you get the key, since you're skipping the Mini Helmet key anyway, you can just... Oh, no.
Ooh, that's rough.
You can go for a jingle skip. Wonder if it would be faster theoretically to not. Yeah, it's got like I was thinking like you could do something super cursed like just lift up the pot and hover the bottom in fire snake room or fire. Yeah, fire snake room. Instead of like pushing the block, spawning the chest, hookshotting the chest.
So 50:05 is when Specks went up the stairs. So we're talking about 10 seconds difference right now.
Yeah. 10 seconds is definitely like there is enough time. There is 10 seconds of execution to be saved, but it's pretty rough.
They're both on 5 hearts, or we're both on 5 hearts. Specks taking that hit there in the spike switch room.
Yeah, I mean, oh, yeah.
Magno taking 2 hits.
Like, you know, if you're gonna try to make this back, it's gonna be like a second at a time, room by room. Like,
yep.
So,
well, as I said, like my concern here is definitely going to be a health issue for Specks. He doesn't have the leeway still that Magno has, and that BMOS does not help the situation at all.
yeah, I mean, I think he's fine, but like, okay.
Magno going to burn his fairy here, but that is a huge time loss at this point. Got lucky with those sword beams not disrupting his kills of those red Zyzacs in G4 and G5.
I mean, yeah, Specks is now at 5 hearts and just like through the scary parts anyway. So,
and unfortunately, Magno having a little bit of a rough time here with Landmo 2. Specks getting that 1 cycle, Magno on a 2 cycle.
yeah, I mean, Magno entered GT just a few seconds before, but Specks has taken a pretty decisive lead.
Yeah, unfortunately, that red the red Stalfos on left side combined with the death in Gauntlet with the 2 cycle land mode, like those have added a lot of time.
Mm-hmm. Does not look like we're getting any jingle skips today. Tragic. And Specks is going for just the kill, not going to try to hover this.
But this is a scary kill right now. Oh my gosh, Moldorm playing defense.
It's definitely not going well. That was a lot of time. Magno is a room behind now. I could see a hover. Nope. Okay.
But a much cleaner Moldorm 2.
Yeah. Aga, you know, could easily save a cycle on Aga. Again, like most of the time, there is a cycle to be saved. Specks is signed. Yeah, Specks gets a single there that could have easily been a double.
Like that's a 3 cycleable Aga 2.
Yeah.
So Specks gets the 4.
I suspect we're not going to get the 3. Yeah, no, we're definitely not getting 3. So there's no Magno might, yeah, Magno might get 5. Oh, nope, never mind.
Salvage is the 4. Nice.
So, I could see us. No, we're probably. I was gonna say I could see us popping our potion, but we're probably just gonna
I would burn
abuse
my
our
cape.
cape.
Yeah.
Just abuse the cape instead. We have half magic, and we're using silvers to kill again, and we don't really need much magic. And if we're gonna pop the potion, might as well get magic back too.
But really clean 1-1 here for Specks. Getting into phase 3, he's safe.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Magno is using that cape through phase 2, so he is just wailing on Ganon here. No problems. But Specks into phase 4.
Oh, yep. Okay.
Just missed that triple, but able to close this one out. There is silver number 4.
Classic 5-arrow Ganon.
Yep.
GG's.
So get your GGs in for Specks. Just needs to cross the bridge. And does so, finishing first with a race time of 1:10:53 or 55:53 if you remove the study period. Magno not far behind. So get your GGs in chat as well for Magno.
Yep.
Magno finishing with a 1:11:15 or a 1:04:15. Or sorry, 56:15. Words. Great race between our two runners. We'll see if we can get them in for a little bit of a interview chat at this point. We are now joined by Specks, GG.
Thank you for the GGs. Yo, Jesse. Yo, Telethar.
GG.
So I'm gonna ask, do you have the race up during these, or you just zoned in?
I pulled it up when I was done with ice and going to GT, because I'm like, I gotta know where Magno's at versus me, so I know if I need to be more aggressive on climb, like go for a hover or something like that. And I realized, like, okay, we're neck and neck. So I'm like, this literally just comes down to climb and then not choking the boss fights at the end. So just made sure I try not to mess up.
Hello.
And we are
GG,
also
Magno.
joined. Yeah, we're joined by Magno, GG.
I have no idea what happened in Desert.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
You were all the way in my basement when you realized you didn't have Samaria?
Yep, where I had to lay down the block.
So that was your main mistake. I know I forgot the sword. I also not sure if I routed North Darkworld right. So. And then
Yep. Yeah, we were talking about the routes. Basically the early swamp life from both of you for different reasons. It seemed like.
oh, different reasons. Oh.
Yeah. So Magno went after Thieves Town, went north, grabbed Ice Rod, and then went to Pod, and then did swamp into flute activation into Graveyard Ledge, or not into Bumper.
I didn't even consider that, Ray. Yeah.
Where Specs went south after Thieves Town, into Swamp, into Pod, and then he ran over the north side.
Yeah, that also makes sense because you have, it doesn't matter when you get the Ice Rod. It's yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, from our side, we were talking about the route that we threw together quickly, and I probably would have just probably would have done TR as my last dungeon. which you ended up doing, Magno, but the weird part, the part that I disagreed with for your route, was that you did swamp on fighter sword for no reason, basically.
Yeah, I mean, there's not the biggest difference, Master Sword, Fighter Sword. But yeah, that fight was really bad. I mean, I could have had silvers for it as well.
Yeah.
Like the quick swap strat. For some reason, I thought I can completely evade the mountain for Turtle Rock last, but then I realized, oh wait, yeah, there's bombos I need for Maya. So there was that mistake in.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, if you think you can completely avoid the mountain, then your route makes a lot more sense, and then you just sort of, you know, fix up the issue on the fly, and it mostly was good. And what about Specs?
Yeah.
You wanted the tempered sword earlier?
In hindsight, I just didn't even consider. My brain was just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be up a mountain having to grab bombos. I can get tempered and silvers there. I might as well just do TR. But now that you're mentioning it, it would have been slightly faster because I'm already going over to Hookshot and Super Bunny, and then I'm gonna have to do TR portal into GT anyway.
Yeah, the only dungeons you have to do is Half Magic Ice Palace, which is you don't need sword for, and Silver's Vitty, you don't need sword for.
And it's the same with Swamp, so both of them are going to be pretty much fast.
Yeah, Swamp is cursed because you just cannot get anything better than Master Sword, regardless.
Yeah, because of the Ice Rod, so that is behind getting the cape. No, the TR medallion. But yes.
Yeah.
You're right. So you're right. So yeah, then I think about it. I would have just so stuck on the way I was having to, that I was just like, oh, I have to go to the mountain later, and then I do TR first. But in hindsight, I think about it, yeah, I could have easily done, I should have done what Magno did, which is Thieves Town, probably go ahead and just do Graveyard Ledge, Pod, delay Swamp until after Mountain, do TR last. That makes way more sense in hindsight. Yeah, that makes more sense in hindsight. Well, thank you for pointing that out. Informative.
Yeah, no, it was a very fun race.
I watched to see what happened in Desert.
I can tell you what happened in Desert. You walked on the switch and hit your mirror. You're like, the chest has appeared on my screen, therefore I'm good, and you were gone. Yeah, it was very unfortunate.
In my mind, I had that Samaria. I can move on.
Yeah, no, for sure. We've all done that. Like, what? I'm in the same room as the chest, therefore it's like you did some part of getting that chest and you're just done. Like, a very understandable mistake.
And that tilted me and killed my execution.
Yeah, you guys were 3 seconds apart entering GT. So
I didn't have it open when.
Right.
But yeah, my climb was really bad. I died, had to use my ferry, and I think it was too safe to grab the blue potion, which basically took a lot of time, and I ended up didn't using it.
Yeah.
Oh, from King's Tomb? Yeah, I never grabbed that. Yeah, there was so many of those safeties. I got the blue mail out of Tavern early on, and got a couple early heart pieces that was slightly slow. Oh, yeah, there was one in blind stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, I also picked the well one because I thought you're walking on 3 hearts for 40 minutes. Better grab it when you do Thieves Town.
I grabbed the heart piece in Eastern Big Chest and the heart piece in Tavern. I thought they were fast enough. I'm like, it's a little slow, but then I have an extra heart to play with along with Blue Mail. And I'm like, I'm not going to really die in the early game. Then I save the ferry to the late game, which is good because I messed up because Chomps, I got bad RNG. Then instead of caping, like a smart person, I picked my ferry on Chomps. But it sounds like, yeah, you overall had the better route, Magno, than me.
Well, I feel like you had your early game oopsie with the sword, which was sort of so Specs ended up walking to like you guys did the same thing with your brushing Eastern and then Mini Moldorm Cave and to get your ferry, and then Specs went straight to Village or to Kakariko without grabbing the sword, and then sort of had this like, oh wait, I need a sword for Thieves Town. What do I do? What do I do? And just walked back and forth a little bit before just settling on going and grabbing the sword.
Yeah. I meant to get it before CAC, but my brain originally when I started the seed, I was just gonna go to CAC, get my lamp, and go all the way to CAC and grab the sword, and then
Right.
grab blue mail. But then I'm like, then I realized I have a glove that I'm getting only on. I can just farm. Cause I was gonna get bombs from Cackwell with the armor, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I can use the glove from map chest and escape to farm a bomb to go to Saha. I don't need to go to CAC. I don't need the sword yet.
Yeah.
Then my brain, when I went to CAC later, I was thinking I already had the sword because like the
Gotcha.
route I had originally. So my brain just, I didn't adapt the route as I had changed it early on because of bomb stuff and glove.
Yeah,
And
that
yeah,
took
sorry, I
way
messed up.
that took way too much time of my prep time to figure out how to get a bomb when you just get the glove and the 50-50 rock. I
Yeah.
spent
Yeah.
so much time figuring out where can I get a glove. Like, do I go floodgate chest? No. Fish save 8 bombs and rush hook shot? No, that's bad. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I settled on my little virtual route settled on just grabbing the sword as the first thing you do, and then doing map chest, same as you guys, and then going mini mole or ice ride cave all before Eastern. That way
Yeah,
you
that
have a
would-
sword for Eastern,
That makes sense.
which
I guess,
is not the biggest deal, but it's nice. Popo
Yeah.
Genocide is annoying without a sword.
There were a couple of rooms I wouldn't have minded having the sword, particularly that
That's
room. So
wrong.
that makes sense because I mean, you
Gifted-
don't. That makes sense.
It's not called Popo Genocide. That's a different room, but you know what I mean.
meant. I know.
Yeah.
It's the room before the boss. I know what you mean.
Room before boss, yeah.
But I was like, well, I'm getting the lamp from Sank, but if I'm always including there, I could have walked over, grabbed the sword, and it wouldn't have been that much of a time loss to then walk back over directly to CAC. So that makes sense too. So that makes sense on the route stuff. Execution was a little bit slow. Primarily, Argus was kind of questionable. I had a couple other small little hiccups.
That fight's so hard.
Yeah, that's a fight, I can normally do a little bit better on. It's one I definitely need to put more time in. And also Master Sword, Argus. So both of them, like, I'm not consistent. So that I'm just glad I didn't have a big choke. Sword was the biggest thing, and then, it sounds like there were some inefficiencies in my route that I now know of, and that makes a lot of sense. But
It was a fun watch.
I'm happy I was able to. I know on the climb I had a slight execution advantage. Magno's a bit faster than me in some spots in the game, but I know climb. I know a couple rooms I have a bit of a speed advantage there. It sounds like also the death, the fairy. But,
I mean, it's just his mistake was too close to the end of the game, and then that's hard to mentally come back from a mistake like that.
I
Whereas
didn't
your
have you
mistake
open, and I know you're strong, and I thought this is it. Like,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
I should have picked you up just to see. Oh, it's close. You have to really focus now. But yeah, I was a little
that's where I was at.
disappointed from that.
Because I'm like, I knew what the sword issue at the beginning, and I figured I probably didn't hit the best route. Because I thought about, I'm like, do a few things, and I realized I'm doing more things I hadn't thought about with a better route. But so I'm like, there's a good chance this is close. This is not really a seed where there's anywhere you really die, unless you die in like Eastern or something, because you have the fairy. So I'm like, you really aren't going to have like a big choke in the seed, minus like forgetting your Samaria or your sword. That's pretty much it. So I'm like, I can't imagine we're that far apart. So when I found out we were like basically going to GT at the same time, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. So, but I know you and I, Magno, were overall, I think, pretty even in this mode. I think also we're both pretty good at choking in this mode. So, I know if next time we play spoiler, I might choke more. So, this is just one race. And then I gotta go play gym, which I'm sure that's gonna go well.
Good luck.
I'll do my best. But, yeah. Thanks for the race, Magno.
Yeah, thank you. You can tank the spanking from Gem. Taking one
you.
from the team.
I appreciate
maybe
Magno.
maybe he'll get locked in Harapot,
Yeah.
Oh, is that what happened in Winners?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
happened before.
I knew that he had some mistake, but I didn't know what it was. That makes sense.
It was a super jet where he lost like 1 or 2 minutes to that Harapod thing.
Ooh. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
and it was a pendant TR, so he ended up going to Hera in the Dark World and mirroring in front of it, like going through Super Bunny, which meant that he ran all the way to the Dark World, dropped his portal in front of Hera, and then hard locked and had to go back through the Dark World, like through the whole mountain climb again.
Man. Yeah, that's rough. Well, I want Jim to play his best, but at the same time,
Hey,
I mean, really, very real talk though. I'm more interested in improving in this mode, just getting better at it in general, and I don't expect to go super far. I still got a lot of things to clean up and consistency to my routing and other things to work on, so I'll just do my best versus Jim. Happy I at least was able to get this one, considering Magno, had a big time loss. Feels like that means I should be able to clutch this one if my opponent does that, which, I've been on the other end of that too.
Yeah, it's great to see both of you in this, putting in the effort on this mode. I truly do believe that, outside of, grinding NMG, this is, the best way that someone, can improve their execution. Yeah, playing spoiler is so good. And it also,
it's so stressful, and it makes you so angry.
Well, it definitely does those things, but it also, teaches you a lot of the routing things where you're just wow, I can't believe it's that much slower to go from through the south than it is to go from the north to you just you learn these things, and you get spanked and you're like, okay, fair enough. Yep, that's how it goes.
100%.
But it's a really fun mode.
It's basically when you take most of the randomness out, you actually get to see where someone's actually just routing, blatantly just out-routing you in efficiency, and where they're beating you in execution, and where they're just more consistent at than you. And if you want to make a good at rando, part of it is how can you do when you take most of the randomness out. And Spur was great at teaching you the big things you got to know. And, yeah, even though it's usually in a brutal way that leaves some scars.
Alright, well,
it's the curse of knowing what's in the chest. That's why you mirror before the chest. You know what's in the chest. I probably have it already. I can mirror.
Alright, well,
thanks everyone. Thanks for the restream.
Add anything, or Specks, Magno?
Yeah, again, Magno, thanks for the race. Jesse Telthar, thank you for comms. And Jesse, to you and Amber, thanks for putting this event on. It's been great. I look forward to watching the rest of the matches, playing one, maybe some more. And thanks for tracking and restream and the viewers. That's it.
Yeah. Thank you guys for getting this one scheduled. I know me popping into your scheduling thread is not the thing you want to see when an admin jumps in and is like, hey, how's it going?
That's fine.
But I really appreciate you guys getting this one on the schedule for today, and keep things going. So I look forward to seeing the next matchup for you Specs with Gem. In terms of matches right now on the schedule, I think we don't have anything expressly yet. I know we've got some matches that are getting figured out. We'll see the last two people in the winner's bracket, Relkin and Telthar. I don't know where you guys are on your schedule, but we'll see you two soon. We've got Andy.
Now.
What?
Yeah, 3 weeks from now.
Don't want to wait for too long. But we've got... Yeah, I know. Whoever wins or loses is waiting for ever.
Yeah.
But we've got Andy Brogor is a lower bracket round 4 match, as well as T-Stu and Shady. And then, of course, we've got one match left in lower 3, which is Specs and Gem. That'll keep things moving along. So we're getting down towards the end of this one. So do keep watching the matches for when they come up. These are, I'll tell you honestly, these are probably all the best people in the spoiler community right now left for. So these are gonna be amazing races every time. So what you saw today in terms of the time difference, expect a lot of these going forward. So if you enjoyed this race, do come back for every race we do have left. But